Hi guys! I usually do lessons about Procreate Dreams, but today let's see together what the ToonSquid program is. I'll tell you about the basic interface of this program, show you what interesting and hidden features it has, and you can appreciate it. Ready? Let's go! Let's start with the fact that the cost of this program for iPad is currently $10, which is half the price of Procreate Dreams. Having opened the program, we see a list of our projects and folders. Let's click the plus. Here are the settings for a new project. The main settings for us are width and high, as well as FPS. There are presets. Okay, click Create, and we see the interface that we will consider today. Let's take it in order. At the top, we see the menu. Project is a return to the main screen. There is a library and action. The left panel contains the main tools. There is a transform tool, selection, brush, eraser, smudge tool, fill, pipette, text, and path tools. Please note that when you click on some of the icons again, an additional menu appears. Also, in the upper right corner, additional brush settings are available. These are size and transparency. Let's look at the right menu. Here we have the full size tool. Next comes the color selection. Here you can also create your own palettes. Next comes drawing layers. A tool with settings, it is dynamic for each type of layer or group, depending on what is currently selected. We will look at it later, and then comes undo and redo. And now the bottom panel. Let's click on the arrow on the right to open the timeline. A little to the left is the FPS setting. Next is the ability to create scenes. Control animation management. Looping, onion skin for displaying adjacent frames and moving back and forth through frames. On the timeline, we see a list of our layers, background. It is possible to add such elements from the list. Next is the snapping setting. Next is control transform hierarchy. It will be useful for creating the character's skeleton. And then there is the display and hiding of the layer settings for keyframes. A little to the right is the button for creating a frame, duplication, and extend. So, now let's try to draw a circle. Click on the brush, call an additional menu. There are different brushes here. I will take dynamic size, and immediately click Edit Brush. Here we see quite a lot of settings. You can experiment as you want. The main thing that I will change is the smoothing intensity. There is a preview on the right to see how it will work. I chose 42%. Click Done. Okay, choose black. And let's try to draw a circle. There are smart shapes here, so if you hold the pencil at the end of the circle, it will become smooth. And it will also be possible to increase or decrease its size. I got an oval. To make a circle, just hold down another finger on the screen. This is very similar to Procreate. There is also the ability to control points at the top. Super. Let's see what we have on the timeline. What can we do with the frame? Copy, select several, create a symbol for reuse, and also delete the frame. We can move the right side of the frame. This will stretch the frame on the timeline. Also, if the keyframe icon is enabled at the bottom, we see the basic parameters for managing the layer. For example, let's stretch the frame by 6. Select position and click Add Keyframe. Next, go to frame 6, select the Move tool, and move our circle down. Okay, let's see what we've got. Click the loop icon so that the animation does not stop. Great. Here we also have an icon for controlling the speed. There are a lot of preset settings inside. You can look at and experiment here as you wish. And then we have parameters for controlling rotation, scale, and opacity. If these parameters bother you, they are hidden by the icon on the keyframe. Clicking again opens the list back. Now let's go to the Properties panel. There are 2 sections here. In the first, let's open the list of effects. I will not analyze all of them. What is unusual for me here is halftone. After applying it, you can customize it as you want. Okay, let's delete it for now. Next are the bones. They need to be analyzed in a separate lesson. This will allow you to conveniently animate the character. There is pixelate, it looks like this. Okay, here we have the transparency setting, blend mode, and position on the canvas. In the second section, we have about the same thing, only additional playback settings. Having applied the effect, we see the FX button. This button allows you to quickly hide and show the applied effects on the preview. Let's select the Transform tool. Here we can open an additional menu. We have snapping, scaling, and flip. Okay, let's delete our raster layer for now. To do this, swipe Delete. Let's look at the Path tool. Here you can draw arbitrary vector shapes. Unlike Smart Shape, here the points can be edited at any time. ToonSquid has quite convenient vector management, angle settings, and so on. To create a new shape, create a new layer. In the Layer property, we also see the available effects, transparency settings, and transform. What's new here is the corner radius for rounding the corners, fill and stroke control. There is also a trim setting. It can also be animated, which is very cool, I think. In principle, all these parameters can be animated on the timeline. Let's delete our vector layer. And now let's move on to the text. Let's write any word and see what can be customized here. Here we also have available effects and other settings. From the additional, here is the font settings. We can choose any available font or even upload our own. Manage sizes, styles, colors, strokes. There are line and letter spacings. And trim is also available. This will allow you to make animation of typing. And now let me show you how to work with frame-by-frame animation here. To do this, create a layer and draw, for example, a circle. And we see with onion skin enabled that neighboring frames are translucent. Also, by long pressing this icon, a bunch of settings appear that you can customize for yourself. For convenience, you can collapse the timeline. Now move to the next frame. Well guys, this is far from all the functionality that is available here, but here you can clearly see that compared to Procreate Dreams, there is much more functionality. If you were interested in this review, then be sure to let me know. I plan to make a small series of lessons dedicated to this program, and also tell you about the additional functionality that we did not have time to consider in detail today. For example, this is the use of bones and symbols, which can significantly speed up your animation. Ask any questions that remain. Thanks for watching. See you in the next videos.